San Joaquin Historical Museum in the Micke Grove Park area in Lodi, California. Upon entering the museum is a layout of the whole perimeter of what we are going to be experiencing today. And it gives you a little history about the museum. Upon entering, the museum entrance tells you the prices of the adults, seniors, teens, and children. No dogs allowed in the museum. And the museum hours is posted right here on the entrance as well. So upon entering the museum, I come to this massive monster. This is the Stockton clamshell dredge bucket. This thing's pretty massive. This clamshell dredge bucket was built for the Dredge Columbia by Stockton Iron Works in 1904. It's an old bucket. It weighs 11,500 pounds. That's one heavy bucket. Here's an old picture right here. Shows what the clamshell dredge bucket was actually used for. Now into the exhibit, the Erickson Building. This whole display case right here, right when you walk in, is dedicated to Tilley Lewis. In this first display case, as you walk into the building, this is Tilley Lewis, the Tomato Queen. This is a portrait of her painted by an unknown artist. This right here is an old aerial view of the cannery on Charterway and Fresno Avenue in Stockton. Here's what Tilley Lewis looked like. She has taken inventory of her tasty diet products that are ready to be shipped to the retailers. So this is pretty cool. This is not a replica. This is the family wagon used by the Elliott family on their farm in Illinois. They used it to come to all the way from Illinois to San Joaquin County. So all you do is come over here and pick up the phone, and it tells you a little brief story about their 5-month journey from Illinois to San Joaquin County. So you pick up the phone like this, and then you push one of these buttons, and it gives you a brief little story. They even have something for children to come and play called the Homestead. Whoa. So if you have children, you can come in this little area and live how they used to live back in the old days. Where's my supper? Waiting for my supper? What do you think? Is this a great look for me or what? I think I could rock this hat. That brings us to our next spot, the life of a miner. This just shows you how miners in California lived in the gold rush area. It's a little log cabin replica. Into the Helen Weber Kennedy Gallery. Here's the man himself, Captain M. Weber. This right here was made by the Stockton Terracotta Company. It's pretty awesome. I love this piece of artwork right here. One of my favorites in this gallery. This just gives you a little brief history about Captain Weber himself. We all know that he's the founder of Stockton. He was born Carl David Weber in Steinwinden, I think I pronounced it right, Germany, near Hamburg. He is also the oldest of 6 children and descended from a long line of Lutheran ministers. Weber was educated to follow in his father's footsteps, but left his studies to pursue business. And here's Weber's birth certificate right here. Down here, these are the 3 churches that Captain Weber donated land for. And I believe this one right here is still standing. This is the St. Mary's Church. And the Holy Scriptures. This is one of the original books. This is an old 1852 original map replica of what Stockton used to look like. This right here is Helen Weber. She was born in 1822 and died in 1895. This was the wife of Captain Weber himself. This is just a display of all of her photos and artifacts. This is Charles Martin Weber II, born in 1851 and died in 1912. Not too far from his birthday is when he died. One of Weber's sons. And down below, Thomas Jefferson Weber, born 1855 and died in 1892. One of Weber's other sons. And this is Julia Weber. She was born in 1853 and died in 1935. Julia Weber was indeed Charles M. Weber's daughter. I believe he had 3 children. Could be wrong. Who the heck is that protruding right through the window? Just chilling right in there. This is a replica right here of Captain Weber's house. That is one of Julia Weber's prized possessions right there, that dress. Protruding right there in the back wall is the founder himself. One of my favorite things about this exhibit in here is you can actually go inside the room. Hey, I'm inside of Captain Weber's house. This was the living room. This is what the living room of Weber's house looked like. This is how Weber lived. Now this school is not a replica. This is an actual school, or was an actual school located in the Stockton area. So let's go inside. The clock works. Man, you just don't see classrooms like this anymore. How awesome would that have been to go to school in a 1-room classroom just like this, with 1 teacher and they even have classroom rules. That wasn't here back in the 1800s. For sure, they added that. This tells you a little brief history about this classroom right here. This top picture right here is the class of 1898. Then we got the rest of them down here. The class of 1925, 1932, 1913, 1940s, and 1951. The Calavera School closed in 1959, served 93 years of service. That's a long time. This right here was one of the last 1-room classrooms. Later on, after its closure, it was moved here to the museum and restored back to its original state. It's been sitting here ever since. Now they keep the print shop closed and locked up. They only use it for certain events. But you can still peer inside the window. This is the Leaburg Gazette print shop right here. I don't know how well you can see with this glare. But that is what it looks like inside the print shop. Pretty interesting. Print shops does not look like this anymore. If only, huh? Right next door is the Roberts Island Blacksmith. This is a place right here where you go and heat metal up and it's way easier to bend. Once heated, these grapes were actually planted in 1922 and they're still here. They like to keep them nice and trimmed. They actually do grow real grapes on them. It's not just here for looks. It's an old vineyard right there. Welcome to Sunshine Trail, where you can just go and have a great time and visit the old Captain Weber house. And there she is. What's left of her? The old Captain Weber house. Here a while back, like a few months ago, I did a video of Captain Weber himself. Came and visited this house right here. It was around Christmas time. They had it all decorated. And I came to visit this house along with his grave and the actual spot to where his house used to sit before it got moved over here to this location. And no, you cannot go inside. It is not open to the public. You can peer inside the window though. I wish it was open to the public, but sadly it's not. They are hoping one day to open it up to the public so we can actually go inside of his house to see how he actually lived over just visiting those replicas inside the exhibit. Look like Weber is doing a little bit of yard work today. And some painting. He is the man of all trades, I tell you. This house is pretty neat because they recreated the yard. It's much smaller now, but they recreated the yard of the old Weber house, along with the picket fence, just like in the picture. So I was just talking to one of the employees that works here at the museum, and he said that that little structure right there that we were just at was his home, and later on he added to it and it did not catch fire. It was later demolished. So this right here, right behind me, that was actually his home. Pretty small home. And the next house that we're going to see is his daughter's house, Julia Weber's, which sat right next on Weber Point, right next to Captain Weber's house, not too far from it, on the same lot. Later on, in 1901, it was later on picked up and moved to West Lane, where Deja Vu is at now. Then in about 2002, it was picked up from there and moved here. Now, this is not open to the public. The worker did say that it's a little rough on the inside. Before it was picked up and moved here to the museum, it was left abandoned for a long time. So raccoons lived up in the attic and homeless people actually lived in this house. So he said that it's a little rough, and maybe one day someone can drop about $1 million so they could redo the inside. They actually redid the outside of this house, and it looks amazing, and I'm going to it right now. But you cannot go inside this house, not just yet, because it needs tons and tons of work done to the inside. So hopefully one day we can come out here and go inside the old Julia Weber house. That will be awesome. Now this is not a replica. This is the actual house Julia herself lived in. I just love the structure of this house right here. It's an old, old house. Now, they do have the curtains and drapes pulled on this place, so you cannot really look inside. But they do have cool little stories up on the windows themselves. So you can kind of see into the house right here a little bit, not much. They don't have anything draping up there. You can see the stairway going upstairs. Just pretty fascinating. If you can see the wall right behind it, if I zoom in, is kind of tore up and battered, so that is one of the reasons why we cannot go inside this house. That's going to be it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for joining me on this awesome adventure as we went to Captain Weber's house, his daughter Julia Weber's house. We went through a little exhibit. We even seen the oldest one-room school building, the Calavera School. So awesome. If you guys like this video, give it a big thumbs up. Also, subscribe to my channel and ring that notification bell. It will alert you guys when my next video is out on the platform. Until next time, see you guys in the next video. I'm wondering if this hand water pump even still works. We will find out another day. What the heck is a loafing shed? Dry Gulch Gold Camp? What the heck? What the heck? It's nothing but mud. Ooh. Oh my gosh, I'm crossing an old rickety bridge. An old rickety bridge. Don't look down. No. I made it. Take that, bridge. Take that. Peekaboo, I see you. Knight's Ferry? Could this be a Knight's Ferry bridge? Or just a replica? Nah, I don't think so. Maybe. Knight's Ferry.